years of watching tokusatsu shows like Power Rangers and Sentai, I have never came across a first episode of #1 Sentai GoZyuger can go as hard as it get, and Goju Wolf crashed out completely. Let me tell you something. The first episode was pretty much about the Red Ranger, of course, because you gotta start off with the leader, basically. And he's pretty much a character that works from 9 to 5, from every 9 to 5 job that he can get. Unfortunately, for the first episode, he was doing his job, but he was not really into what he does, right? So his co-worker, which is the actor who played Bone Red from GoZyuger, he actually plays a different character. But he was trying to get him to be excited and be energized when it comes to interacting with customers and whatnot. But little do they know that a robber that just came in and started, well, he calls himself trying to rob the joint. But Goju Red, for some odd reason, was thinking about food or whatever though, but that jumbo hot dog that they got cooking in the back. So he pretty much just had the robber use a blade to cut through the hot dog, and the hot water got into his eyes and his face, and that's what led to Goju Wolf stop him on his tracks and just beat the brakes out of him. And I don't know how you get fired for, I don't know how you get fired from saving people from the job. It's beyond me, but if it were me, I would have done the exact same thing. So he ends up going home and he's all depressed and miserable. His little brother tried to cheer him up, but his mom ends up finding out that he got fired from his job. So he was going to find another job, but his coworker, his best friend, however, was trying to talk to him about, try to be a good human being, about having dreams that can keep people thriving and keep people alive. Which is true, in most cases though, because a lot of us do have dreams of being content creators like myself. I've been doing YouTube for almost 8 years now. And one of my biggest dreams were to become a famous content creator. Done right, basically. And so, after that, one of the villains actually came in and started causing havoc. But the beginning of the first episode really had me excited because of the mechas. They're fighting with everything they got, from GoZyuger to Kaku Ranger to GoZyuger to Real Soldier. Every mech that you see, they're all fighting for their lives. But the villains got the best of them, but it only took the Tekka Sword to come into their rescue and use up all of their powers to wipe off the evil, but it wasn't enough, basically. The only way they can reawake them is to have the humans with the rings as their morpher to obtain the power of the Tekka Sword, which is a unique take, and I like that kind of approach. One of my favorite things about this episode were the fights. Man, would they transform, especially Goju Wolf. Goju Wolf is like the Logan of GoZyuger. Like, imagine Wolverine being a part of the Sentai team, being a lone wolf, smart mouth, narcissistic, and just being a douchebag. That's kind of where I'm getting from Goju Wolf, because he's pretty much the Logan of GoZyuger. And I've said this in my previous video, but you get the point. So after he transforms, after the co-worker, he was able to transform to King Oger Red. And he did alright for his first battle, but was outmatched by the foot soldiers. That's why I'm calling bells. So after Goju Wolf tries to save his friend or tries to fight back, he ends up getting hurt and teleports to another dimension where all of the mechas lost their lives or whatever. And so I forgot her name, but she was telling him if you give her that ring, everything would have been different. We would have worked something out. But Goju Wolf was like, nah, I still got to pay my coworker 250 yen or $2.50 yen for that burger or something like that. So he ends up putting on the ring and he became possessed of the power of the wolf. And so Tekka Sword appears out of nowhere and he was trying to tell Goju Red about becoming a superhero and what it takes to be number one. And so after that, he got the Tekka sword. I guess that's the morpher, and he transforms into Goju Red for the first time. And the way he transformed really had me excited. The fights, the cinematography, and the fight choreography stood out to me the most. And I love how the way they try to trap him into like a bell, and he find his way out of it, being a wolf character that he is, because wolves are known to run fast, basically. So my favorite part, like I said, were the fights, but the best part is when they had a crash out mode, meaning that he hit him with that Tekken combo, like from punches to kicks, the sword slashing, and he blew everybody up. Another part I loved about this episode were the mega fights, where Goju Wolf, the human form, actually managed to beat him in his human form, but with this uniform that resembles Tommy's white tiger costume. At the end of the episode, his co-worker got jealous, and he was like, "You have the ring now." And the rest of the GoZyugers just stood there and watched, you know, and I think that's how they ended the episode. So my overall thoughts on number one Sentai GoZyuger's episode 1. I thought it was fantastic. I had a good time watching it. You know, if Power Rangers were to be like this right now, then you would have known, it would have went viral on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. But this episode really crashed out. Goju Red crashed out all the way from beginning to end, and I can't help but to love it. So I'm looking forward to the second episode, and I think it's going to be a banger. If I were to rate episode 1 of GoZyuger 5 out of 5, like, this was a great episode debut, and yeah, this is great. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm out.